Oh, shit. 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 What's up, guys? I said the shit word. What up, guys? Ugh. I hate technology. Not even gonna lie. Makes me mad. I'm just trying to go live on the Facebook. How's everyone doing today? Let's see what we got going on here. Live on the Facebook. Let's go here. Welcome to Spiritual Sesh. Spiritual. Go share to the groups. Welcome to church service. What's up, everybody, today? Coming in on board. There we go. Round with boom. We good there. Can't take it back on this, so I had to boom. It's when I started. Appreciate y'all all for putting up with me today. Today's a little slow start. There we go. Here we are. We're about to get started here. Tag friends. We're gonna start tagging these people. Boom, boom, boom. We haven't watched this one lady. No Bridget. No Bridget. Alright, we skipped her. Bam. Now we can start it up. Let everyone come to the church service. Hopefully everyone's doing good today. Invite people. We about to get started, guys. We have one more song after this. About to light one up. It's been kind of crazy. We about to get started. We're going to skip this song right here. We're going to wait one more song. After this song, we about to get started. We have the last live place to go get live. We have the Instagram live going on now. About to light up a bleezy. Can't have no fear for the Lord. Only love. The only type of fear you should hold for the Lord is when? You should fear on how he's going to judge you. That's it. That's the only thing you should fear. You should fear if he is going to send you to hell or not. So you should fear on just being a good person, But if you want to be a bad person, that's cool too. It's no big deal. It's both sides of, there's both sides of the fence. I can honestly say last night, sometimes you need good karma. Oh, there's a hole somewhere. If you have any prayer requests, please throw them down in the comment box below. Get our prayer request in. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. Let's see. Check out the church webpage at www.iamfoundationchurch.com. If you want to be a member of the church, send me an email there. I Am Foundation Church. We will be in the book of Adam and Eve today, guys. We're going to be in chapter 40. But we're going to back it up a little bit. Because if y'all remember... Oh, I just love it. If y'all remember last week, Adam, at the end of it, Adam was asking God for something from heaven. Give us something from the garden to have us comfort. He's been wanting to go back. He hates it here. You can see that he hates it. Him and Eve both, they even killed themselves. Even gave their life up. But God even told them, just 1 hour is going to get punished. Guys, the less punishment, the less bad things we have on our little ticks, on the marks of sin, the less punishment there is. One commandment for God. How many commandments do we break all the time? We break a lot. Pray for me to be all probo. Hey. Prayers for Casey got probation. But sometimes you got to think about what got you there on probation. Whatever got you on probation, are you stop doing that? Did you stop and think? Did you learn your lesson? But sometimes people are put on probation for stupid stuff, especially for weed. I can't stand when people are on probation for marijuana, people going to jail. But sometimes people need to get put on it. Some people need to be held because guess what? If they weren't on it, they would still be doing bad stuff today. They'll still be following, still be relapsing. Alright. But guys, I'm going to not get off of here. We got to get started here. If everyone, like I said, if you have any prayer requests, please throw them down in the comment box below. Let's get started here with the Lord's Prayer. Our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That thou is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. 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 Alright guys, remember that. If you want the Lord to forgive you, you got to be able to forgive others. And trust me, if I can be able to forgive people, so can you. I had to forgive someone yesterday. You know what I mean? And often said something. I know what I did. I let it go. You know what? Because God's going to forgive it. I have to forgive that person that wronged me. I have to. But sometimes you don't turn the other cheek. And someone hit me today and said, hey, guy, you follow God, you follow Jesus. You should never even said something to him. You should turn the other cheek. But guys, sometimes when turning the other cheek is like a case-by-case basis. Jesus never said, hey, walk through this and let people shame you. Let people do this. Let it say. And he said, hey, it's going to happen. He lets us say. He said, he didn't say, hey, let them walk over you. Let them steal from you. Let them do this. Even as God's disciples carried swords around, they carried weapons. They even chopped a dude's ear off. You know what I mean? For coming for Jesus. So think about that. Save us. He's going to heal us. He's going to heal everybody. So guys, we're about to get started here. We're going to be in chapter 40. Alright, we're on chapter 40. It says, then the word came to Adam. He said, Adam, why are you afraid to eat this and prevent yourself from eating it? So, like I said, he was giving him a fig. Adam and Eve were hungry. But he says it right here. He goes, you did not have this fear before you sinned. Guess what? People don't have this fear. They didn't have the fear before they did against God. They weren't scared of God. God told them to do something. They did it. But guess what? Now they're scared. Now they're scared to even do what God says. And this is what he says. He goes, but when you came to live in this foreign land, your animal body could not be on earth without earthly food to strengthen it and to restore its powers. Hear that? Its powers. You got to have food. You got to eat. You got to restore the body. You got to replenish it. But what do we replenish our body with? Here, they are replenishing it with figs. They're replenishing it with nutrient stuff. We are replenishing it with garbage, Taco Bell, McDonald's, preservative food. These people ate fresh, straight from the plants itself. But he said you have to do it, restored his powers. And then God withdrew his word from Adam. So what do you think Adam is going to do? You think he's going to eat the fruit, eat the fig? Because Adam's scared. Because last time, guess what? He went against God or ate a fruit, he was kicked out. He even told that last week. We learned that Adam was scared. He said, hey man, I'm scared to eat any fruit. Any fruit that there is that comes from there. Because last time I ate a fruit, guess what? I got kicked out. Get kicked out of the heavens. Here's chapter 41 now. It says, and Adam took the fig and placed it on the golden rods. Even Eve also took her fig and placed it on the incense. The weight of each fig was of that of a watermelon. The weight of it. And figs are small, but this is a godly fig. This is a, hey man, I'm going to give you. Just because it's small doesn't mean it's not going to hold weight. Just because something's small, just how people got fed, little godly food in the Bible, the little bit they're eating, they didn't have to eat much. The manna, guess what? It filled them. God don't have to be big. He can be big. He can be small. He can be the smallest thing. But something from God will hold weight. All right. And it says, the weight of the fig was of a watermelon, as the fruit of the garden was much larger than the fruit of this land. It says, but Adam and Eve stayed standing and fasting the whole night until morning dawned. So they still didn't eat, even though they were hungry, even though God told them. What up, Nakoma? How you doing, bro? Thanks for coming to the church. I know I need to call you, bro. I need to get there. I'm always busy. I need to call you. All right? I promise you, as soon as I get done off this, I will call you. All right? I will call you as soon as I get done preaching. Off the rip. All right? So it says, that's my word. I give you my word. All right? And my word means a lot. All right? My word is powerful. All right? So please, I will call you as soon as I get done off live today. All right? My bad. All right? We'll keep going. It says, but when the sun rose, so here they are fasting, even though God told them to eat it. God said, hey, eat this. They still didn't. When the sun rose, they were at their prayers. And Adam said to Eve, after they had finished praying, come, Eve, let's go to the border of the garden looking south, to the place where the rivers flow and parted the four heads. There we will pray to God and ask him to let us drink the water of life. Think about that, man. They just want more and more and more. They're never satisfied. They didn't even eat the food that God gave them. Doesn't that sound like us today? We are never satisfied. When are we going to be satisfied? We always want more and more and more. We always want it. Why? And it says here, God has not fed us with the tree of life, so that we may not live. So then we'll ask him to give us a drink of the water of life and quench our thirst. It will to quench our thirst with it rather than with a drink of water of this land. So they didn't even like the water here. You know what I mean? They didn't like it. It wasn't like the heavenly waters. Sometimes they gotta get adapted to it. You gotta adapt to things. They're in a place they didn't like. They're in the same place. This is the same place where God sent Satan when he messed up. Think about that. Honestly. So you think this is a good place to be? No. But we gotta overcome this place so we can get to the next place. If you can't overcome this place and live righteous here, how could you live righteous in heaven? Think about it. And it says here, when Eve heard what Adam said, she agreed. And they both left and arrived at the southern border of the garden. On the brink of the river of water, at a short distance from the garden, they stood and prayed to the Lord and asked him to look on them this once, to forgive them and grant their request. How many times they've been asking the God? God already told them they forgave them. He already told them so many times. It's just like one thing goes in one ear and out the other. Think about it. They keep on begging and begging. But sometimes God's not going to give it to you. Just because you beg and beg, he already knows he's not going to give it to you, even though he already tells us. He even told you no, but yet you keep asking. Not saying you got to work for it. Now, there's some things you do got to work for. Just because you pray doesn't get it doesn't mean God's telling you no. Hey, you have to work for some things sometimes. Sometimes you got to live for God a little bit for God to bless you. And it says here, it says they stood and prayed. He wants to forgive them, and they grant the request. And after this prayer from both of them, Adam began to pray to God and said, this is what Adam says. He was, Lord, when I was in the garden and saw the water that flowed from under the tree of life, my heart did not want it, and my body did not want to drink it, and I was not thirsty, for I was living better than I am now. Think about it. They didn't need water. They didn't need it. They didn't want to drink it. They didn't love for it. Because guess what? It's just like when someone gives you, see, our parents give us a car. Guess what? We're not going to treat that car that we had with respect as much as we would treat something that we earned. Something that we were given. You know what I mean? Or something that we worked hard for. But guess what? Whenever that car is gone, And guess what? Both your cars are gone, because guess what? You sold the one that your mom gave you. You bought one that you earned and got. You respect it. It breaks down. But guess what? Mom car was still good. It was okay. The stuff that we went to, just like him, just how he wants to. He wants more. He didn't care about that water that was already there. He didn't really care about it. Didn't treat it that much. He didn't want it. Didn't need it. But now that he does need it, doesn't have it, now he wants it. Think about that. Think of how to want. Like he said, he didn't want the water back then, but now he does. He goes right here. In order to live, I did not require food of life, nor did I drink from the water of life. But now, God, I am dead. My body is parched with thirst. Give me the water of life so I can drink of it and live. He said, hey, you do got to drink. He didn't say it had to be this water. It didn't have to be from the water of life, from the tree of life. No, you had it. You had that water there. You had it in the garden. Adam had it. Eve had it. But they had to mess up. He goes, from your mercy, God, save me from these afflictions and hardships and bring me to a land from this if you will not let me live in your garden. So he loved the place where he started out at. But now he's in a foreign land. I'm pretty sure a lot of us would love to civilize on a land like that. He'd be like, man, Adam, you got it made right now. You have everything to do what you want. You can do whatever you need. But where he came from to where he is now, he don't like it. He'd rather be back home. To where he didn't have to worry. Didn't have to work hard. Well, man, he didn't have to work hard. He probably had to work. He's in the garden. But things were taken care of. Now we're doing it opposite now. Now we have to work really hard to make it to the garden, to make it into the kingdom of God. But we have to look at all this stuff that Adam and Eve and everyone in the past before us in all these books. Guess what? You have to use these books in our lives and say, hey, guess what? This is a cheat sheet. This is, hey, you don't have to go down that same path they did. Don't do it. It's already against God. Someone already did it. They already warned us, don't do this. And he says, but now God, so you know, right, we're going to keep going. Hey, that's the end of chapter 41. Now we're in 42. It says, then the word of God came to Adam, and he said to him, Adam, as to what you ask, bring me into a land where there is rest. It is not another land than this, but there is a kingdom of heaven where alone there is rest. On this earth there is no rest. He lets us know. He lets Adam know. When you're here, there is none. You guess what? Thank you, Julie. What up, Julie Rogers? What up, Kyle? Thanks for coming to the church service. Hopefully everyone shares and everyone brings people in. And it says here, he goes, but you cannot enter it at present, only after your judgment is done and completed. You hear that? That's one thing. After your judgment is done and completed. Just how our judgment is done and completed. We have to live. He doesn't judge them on this land. He doesn't say, hey, let me see how you are now. I saw how you were when you were around me. When I came and checked on you, you even lied to me. When you said you didn't eat it. You hid from me. Oh, where'd my lighter go? Oh, lost the lighter. So we all know, we all have to be completed. We all die. We all be judged. So God even tells him, you can't enter it until your judgment is done. So he's the only thing that applies to us. So our profound Christians, guess what? You may want to get some act right. That's myself included. May want to get some act right for God. What up, Chase? Then I will make you go into the kingdom of heaven, you and your righteous descendants, and I will give you them and the rest that you are asking for. Think about that. You hear that word? For your righteous descendants? Righteous goes with godly. Doesn't mean it goes against what the government says or whatever God says. Just like someone told me today, like said something out of the Old Testament. He goes, "Oh, you go by God and not by Jesus." What if I think they're the same people? Who cares? God said, "Hey, listen to God first." Jesus said, "Listen to God first." He didn't say anything else. So if you go by what Jesus said, he said, if you love God, love God with all your heart, mind, body, and soul. And if you love God, you're going to do what God says. Because Jesus said, hey, listen to me. He said, listen to God. Remember that. And then he said to love everyone, even your enemies, as you love yourself. And it says here, so remember, righteous descent. Because if you said, give me of the water of life so that I can drink and live, it cannot be this day, but on the day that I will descend into hell and break the brass gates of brass and bruise the kingdom of iron into pieces. Into pieces. The kingdom of iron. Think about that. What's in our earth? Iron, ore, manna. God came down. He broke in there. And what did Jesus do? Because God told Adam and Eve until he does it. Will save your soul and the souls of your righteous to give them rest in my garden. That will be at the time of the end of the world. Wow. That makes you seem like the Catholics are somewhat right? About some type of purgatory. She said, hey, you're going to save your soul, right? He's going to break down. Unless that's when Jesus came back. When he came back and he broke it through. He bruised it. What about when he comes back again? Because he said he's going to come back again for his people. Did Jesus come back? Last time he came back in Israel, right? When's the last time anyone been to Israel? So if he came to come, is our family in hell or are they in heaven? Think about it, because Jesus said he's going to come back again, right? How many years? Every so many years he comes back? I don't know. I'm just going with what the book says. And he goes, then I in mercy will save your soul and all the people there. He goes, again, about the water of life, you want it, but it will not be granted for you this day. But on the day that I shed my blood on your head in the land of Galatia. Ooh, that's when he gets them out. Then you'll get it. For my blood will be the water of life for you at the time, and not to you alone, but all your descendants who believe in me. It will be rest for them forever. Think about that. The Lord said again to Adam, Adam, when you were in the garden, you on the face of the earth. So he tells him, drink the water on there, it's okay. But you're not going to drink the tree of life. I'm telling you, drink this water. It's not going to kill you. You're going to need it. You need that water to live. You need this food to live here. He's letting them know this is what your body needs. Then God withdrew his words from Adam. Adam and Eve worshipped the Lord and returned from the river of water to the cave. It was midday, and when they approached the cave, they saw a large fire by it. Uh-oh. Do you think that, why do you think there's a large fire? Do you think Adam and Eve is going to go back to the cave? Do you think they're actually going to finally eat the figs? Do you think they're going to start actually drinking the water? But do you think they were always upset with God when they said, hey man, I'm not going to let you drink the water right now, but guess what? I'll let you drink it one day. There will be a day that you will be able to drink it, but right now you can't. Then, you think they were upset? I'm pretty sure they're upset in the insides. I'm pretty sure, but guess what? They still praised the Lord. They still gave thanks to Him. They still know that, guess what? They got to work for something that they can receive this water they want. That we are going to all receive if we work hard for it. Only you know if you're a righteous person or if you're working to be righteous. It takes a long time. Even myself is still working on it. That's the reason why we have a 10-step program for it. It's pretty amazing. Or 12-step, my bad. 12-step program. It's pretty awesome. It's going to be called SA, Sinners Anonymous. But it says here, remember about the fire? It says, Adam and Eve were afraid and stood still. Adam said to Eve, what is that fire next to our cave? So they already knew what fire was. We did nothing to cause this fire. He goes, and he goes, we do not have bread to bake in it or soup to cook there. As for this fire, we know nothing about it. We do not know what to call it. Get the other blunt real quick. Hopefully we're learning a little bit. Anyone have any questions, concerns? I'm pretty amazed at some of this stuff. You know what I mean? I love it. I love learning more. I love teaching more. You don't learn this stuff at regular church. You don't learn this at your regular Sunday service. At your regular Baptist, your regular Methodist, your regular Catholic, your regular non-denominational. You don't learn this stuff. But you do learn it here. It said, ever since God sent the cherub with a fiery sword that flashed and sent out sparks from his hands, from the fear of which we fell down like cords, we have not seen the like of it. But now, Eve, this is the same fire that was on the cherub's hand, which God had sent to keep the cave in which we live. So think about that. They ain't stupid. They still remember what type of fire it looks like. But man, this came from a fire angel. It says, Eve, it is because if God is angry with us, will drive us from it. Eve, we have again sinned against his commandment in that cave, and so he has sent his fire to burn around it and prevent us from going into it. Because guess what? They didn't eat the fruit. He's thinking all the worst things. He's like, hey, could it be this? Could it be that? Eve, if this is really the case, where will we live? It says, we can go to flee from the Lord's sight. He will not let us live in the garden that he deprived us of all the good things in it. Instead, he had placed us in this cave in which we had to put up with the darkness, afflictions, and hardships until we finally found comfort in it. You know what? And it's like this guy, I forget. I saw it on his snap the other day. It's one of his quotes. He says, you have to learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. As it was his quote of the day. And it's just like this. He says, hey, you have to be comforted in it. In the darkness, in the affliction. You have to be okay with it. I'm sorry to say this, because guess what? They're letting know after you die, pretty much God told Adam in the beginning, I'm going to bust y'all out of there, out of the brass when I come down. Pretty much he was saying, you're going to hell. Y'all are going to hell and I'm coming to save you guys. Because remember that. All those years he lived, could you imagine? And how it is today, 5,500 years it took. What if it was another 5,500 years? Think about that. We're only in year 2000. So imagine if we had to sit in hell for another 2,000 some odd something years. Unless Jesus broke it down and bruised it, where, hey, you can have judgment if you believe in him, you want to go by him, and the righteous one that skips it. Maybe people had to learn their lesson down there. Hey, I am a true God. There is God's real. Are you going to have some act right? When I come down, do you want to stay or you want to leave? Up to you. But if you want to believe in me, and come on, if you don't like this place, come on, I got a better place for you. But if you do like this place, you can stay. And some people like hurt. Some people like bad. Some people, they don't mind pain. There's people out there. There are savage, bad people out there. I'm sorry. There's good and the bad and the ugly. And there's the good, the righteous, and the beautiful. Oh. Relight this thing. So Adam is a thinker. He's an overthinker. He lets him know. He's telling Eve all these things. Because now he brought us into another land. Who knows what will happen in it? The darkness of that land may be even far worse than the darkness of this land. And is the darkness that bad here, guys? Is the nighttime that bad? But to Adam, it's the worst thing ever. He's complaining more than Eve. Who knows what will happen to this land by day or by night? Question. Eve. Who knows whether it will be far or near? Question. It may please God to put us far from this garden, or some place where God will prevent us from seeing him, because we have sinned against his commandment and because we have made requests to him at all the times. So he's thinking, hey, did we ask God too much? Did we did this too much? He's so worried about what's going to happen next, the punishment. He thinks here being on earth is so bad. But guys, is being here on earth so bad? We know there's worse, but we go through a lot of shit. But is it that bad? Is life that bad? But to here, it's way worse for Adam. So do you want to be here? You want to go to a place that's worse than here? Or would you rather go to a place that's better than here? Only you can know. And it says here, because even if God will bring us into a foreign land, the other than this, in which we found comfort in, it must be put us death and blot our name from the face of the earth. Eve, even if we are more estranged from the garden and from God, where will we find him again to ask to give us gold, incense, myrrh, and some fruit of the fig tree? And they haven't ate it. Where will we find him so he may think of the covenant he had made on our behalf? Then Adam said no more. They kept looking, he and Eve, at the cave and at the fire that flared up around it. But that fire was from Satan, and for Satan had gathered he was doing day. So 45 days they've been on this earth for already. They've had to deal with crazy stuff. But it burned. And it burned. They're going to see if God, he put his trust in Adam and Eve. He didn't tell them he sent the angels down. He just protected the cave to see what Adam and Eve would do. So Adam and Eve were standing and looking at the fire and were unable to approach the cave, because they were afraid of the fire. Satan kept on bringing trees and throwing them into the fire until the flames rose up high and covered the whole cave, thinking as he intended to consume the cave with much fire, but the angel of the Lord was guarding it. Think about that. However, he could not curse Satan mouth. I think so. So then the angel put up with him without saying one bad word until the word of God came and said to Satan, "Leave here. Once before you deceived my servants. This time you intended to destroy them. If it were not for my mercy, I would have destroyed you and your armies. from off the face of the earth, but I have had my patience with you to the end of the earth. So guess what? God went in Debo mode and started slapping him up. The word of God came, scared him off. Let him know, hey, he could destroy him. He's had his mercy. He even gave him this earth pretty much. He sent him here. He said, hey, you get some act right here. I'm going to send you here. Obviously, he still didn't do it. Still. But he tells Satan, he lets him know he's tired of it. He's tired of him already. Imagine that. Imagine that. And it goes right here. Satan fled from the Lord's presence, but the fire went on burning around the cave like a coal fire the whole day, which was about the 46th day. Adam and Eve had spent since they left the garden 46 days. Satan's already been trying to kill him already for being on his earth. Satan was sitting here first, guys. Remember that. Satan was here first. That's the reason why this was his place. Think about it. And it goes right here. When Adam and Eve saw the heat of the fire had cooled down somewhat, they began to walk towards the cave to get into it, as they usually did. But they were unable due to the fire's heat. Then they both cried because of the fire and separated them from the cave, and the fire came at them burning. So it was already too hot. They couldn't even go in it. They were afraid. Then Adam and Eve said, see this fire previously? It yielded to us, but it no longer does. Now that we have sinned against the limit of creation and changed our condition, and our nature is changed. But the fire has not changed its nature or altered from its creation, so that it now has power over us when we come and approach it and scorches our bodies. So in heaven, guess what? You have power over fire. But here on earth, guess what? You don't have your powers. Sorry. They thought they would have power over it. Now they don't. This is chapter 45. How many chapters that's everyone do? 46? How long we got? We got enough to do chapter 45. It goes, Adam rose and praised to God and said, see, this fire separated us from the cave in which you commanded us to live, but now we're unable to go into it. He said, hey man, how are we going to do this? We don't want to break your commandments, so the only thing he can do is go to God. Hey man, we can't even get into it. We tried. We already did, so what can we do? Then God heard Adam, and he sent his word that said, Adam, see this fire? See how different the flame and heat are from the garden of delights and the good things in it? When you were under my control, all creation submitted to you. But after you sinned against my commandment, now they all rise up over you. So we're in heaven, guess what? You'll be able to do things. They ain't going to burn you. You're over that. You're part of God's people. Again, God to him, see Adam, how Satan exalted over you. He had destroyed you of the Godhead and exalted to the state like me, and not kept his word to you, and become your enemy. It is he who made this fire in which he meant to burn you and Eve. Adam, why hasn't Satan kept his agreement with you? Not even for one day, but deprived you of the glory that was on you. When you did not, it says, when you did what he commanded to you to. He goes, look, everything he commanded you, guess what? It didn't happen. Everything he told you didn't happen. But the things I tell you happen. Look, he don't do things. He deprives you. It is bad to you, but yet you follow it. Why? He goes, Adam, did you think that he loved you when he made this agreement with you? Or that he loved you and wished to raise you on high? Think about it. He's like, it's all questions he's asking them. He's letting them know. He's lacing them up. He's giving them the free game here. He says, but no, Adam, he did not do all that out of love to you, but because he wished to make you go from light into darkness, from exalted state to depravation, from the glory to humiliation, from joy to sorrow, from the rest to fasting and weakness. God said to Adam, see this fire kindled by Satan around your cave? See this wonder that surrounds you? And know that it will surround both of you and your descendants. When you listen to his command, he will afflict you with fire that you will go down into hell after you are dead. Then because the big fire around it, not until my word comes and makes a way for you on my day as covenant is fulfilled. So he's letting them know it's coming. He lets them know that guess what? They're going to be around fire. Their fire is going to take them when they die. He says there is no way for your presence to come from here to rest until my words come. Think about that. And you will have rest. Then God called with his word to that fire that burned around the cave, that it separated itself until Adam had gone through it. The fire parted itself by God's order, and the way was made for Adam. Man, is that kind of scary? Think about it. Hopefully, man, believing in Jesus Christ, when you believe in him, you want to be righteous. But he even told Adam, y'all going down. But he's going to save you one day. You're going to be firing this around this area, but you're going to have rest when you come in here. There's going to be no rest down in there. There's going to be no sleep. You're going to be just straight up hot. Burn as fire. Think about it. But he lets them know ahead of time. He goes, there's no way for you at a present to come here to rest, not until my word comes, that he'll make a way for you. I already read that part right there. They separated himself, he had gone through it. The fire parted itself by God's order and made for Adam. So God withdrew his word from Adam. So he let him know he withdrew the word. But man, now Adam and Eve can go to their little cave in there. But he lets them know that guess what? Some opportunities are bad opportunities. He said sometimes you don't go through it. God said he lets them know that Satan made this promise to you. But look where it landed. He didn't keep it. He didn't fulfill it. He wants you to bring you down. He's trying to kill you. He don't want you here. He wants you to go against me. He wants you to bring you in darkness. All right, this is the last chapter here. We have enough time to do it? Yeah, we have enough time. He goes, Adam and Eve started to go into the cave. When they came to the pathway between the fire, Satan blew into the fire like a whirlwind and made a burning coal fire on Adam and Eve, so that their bodies were singed and the coal fire scorched them. Adam and Eve cried out from the burning fire and said, Lord, save us. Do not leave us to be consumed and afflicted by this burning fire, because we sinned against your commandments. Then God looked at their bodies on which Satan had caused fire to burn, and God sent his angel to stop the burning fire. However, the wounds stayed on their bodies. Man. So still, a coal, even though God made a way for them, didn't stop it from them still being burned from it. But why do you think he left that wound on their body? To remember that, guess what? You tried to make a covenant with Satan. He didn't go with it. Look what he brought you. He let that burn to let that be a remembrance. So they can remember it. God said to Adam, see Satan's love for you? Satan pretended to give you the Godhead and greatness, and look, he burns you with fire and wants to destroy you off the face of the earth. Adam, look at me. I created you. How many times have I delivered you from his power? If not, would he not be able to destroy you? Think about that. The only way, pretty much, Adam destroyed himself. Adam committed suicide. That's it. But he tried to Satan tried to destroy them. God saying, "Look, man, why are you doing this? I'm right here. I'm the one saving you." Just that's the reason why he got mad at the Hebrews when they're already worshiping a calf before Moses even came down. He's like, "What the heck, man?" He's like, "I'm the one who did it. Why are you worshiping something else?" It says here, "Your eyes have seen the good that he has taken from you, that in the fact that he had opened your eyes, that you have seen the garden in which you were in with me, that you have also seen the evil that has come on you from Satan, that has the Godhead, that he cannot give it to you. He cannot fulfill his word to you. No, instead, he is bitter against you and your descendants that will come after you." God withdrew his word. It goes, "God said again to Eve." This is what he tells Eve. He goes, "What did he promise you in the garden when he said, 'At the time you eat the tree, your eyes will be opened, and you'll become like gods, knowing good and evil'?" He said, hey, you'll know good and bad. You'll be like gods. You'll know everything. You'll be like them. But look, he has burned your bodies with fire, and he has made experience. He has made you experience fire instead of the garden. He has made you see him burning fire and the evil of it and the power it has over you. Think about that. He goes, your eyes have seen the good he has taken from you. He lets them know. Up front, look what he did to you guys. Look, you're not in my place. You're on earth with him. You need a PA. What's a PA? I'm getting pretty alright. I'm getting there. He has seen the garden which you're with me, he has taken from you. He has also seen the evil that comes on you from Satan, but as the Godhead, he cannot give it to you. He cannot fulfill his words to you. No, instead, he is bitter against you and your descendants that will come after you. God withdrew his word from them. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. Satan can give you the Godhead. He's going to give you the power over here. He can give you here, but he can't give you the Godhead over anything in heaven. Do you want to be the Godhead here? Nah. There ain't no Godhead here on earth. There ain't no Godhead here on hell. Can't be scared to die. I mean, you got to know the afterlife. You got to face it. I don't know. I'll know when I get there. I don't know if it's true or not, but guess what? I'd rather it be true. But if it's not true, like the atheists say, or everyone else says, at least I was a good person in life. You know what I mean? But the people who don't think it's true, we're going to find out. Everyone's going to find out. But guys, can we do it? We have enough time? Y'all want to go one more? Should I do it? I can do. I go out there, but I go to events. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see where it goes. Let's see. Let's do it. We're going to keep going. He keeps on talking to him. We're going to keep going. He goes, Adam and Eve came to the... No, he doesn't. Keep going. He goes, Adam and Eve came to the cave trembling at the fire that has scorched their bodies. Adam said to Eve, the fire has burnt our bodies in this world, but how will it be when we are dead? And Satan will punish our souls. Question. Because they already know they're going down. He already told them. Isn't our deliverance a long way off unless God comes and by his mercy to us fulfills his promise? Then Adam and Eve passed into the cave, blessing themselves and never enter it again. But at the sunset, the fire was still burning, getting close to Adam and Eve in the cave, so they could not sleep in it. After the sun had set, they left it. This was the 47th day after they left the garden. 47 days now. Can you imagine that, being kicked out your home already, being evicted out just by a fire? Can't even go into it yet. And it says here, Adam and Eve then went under the top of the hill by the garden to sleep, and they used to do it. They stood and prayed to God to forgive their sins, and they fell asleep under the summit of the mountain of their sins. They're asking forgiveness every day for their past sins. Every day. But Satan, the hater of everything everything that was good, thought to himself, God had promised salvation to Adam by covenant and promised to deliver him from the hardship that they have fallen. However, God not promised me anything by covenant. God will certainly not deliver me from my hardships, as he promised Adam that he will make him and his descendants live in the kingdom which I once was. He wants to kill Adam. He said, I will kill Adam. Wow. So, Satan, he didn't get a covenant. He was sent down with his armies, with the fallen angels. So the earth will be rid of him. Remember that. It says, the earth will be rid of him and will be left to me alone. And he will be dead. He will not have any descendants left to inherit the kingdom that will remain my own realm. God will then need me, and he will restore it to me with my armies. Think about that. That's the end of it. We got a few minutes for the Instagram before it kicks us off. But guys, Satan was upset. God gave us covenant. He didn't know if he was going back. He didn't know if God was going to forgive him or not. Maybe he was testing him. Maybe this was a test for Satan. Maybe he was like, hey, let's see how you do with them here. But obviously, Satan keeps messing up. He still has hate for it. He still holds hate. So do you think that if he lets him back in heaven, he's going to still have hate? Of course. I feel like that was a test. Got to go off here soon. Well, let people know who came through. You got Zanga, you got three from Madness, you got D4. Everybody came through there. Okay. Boom. Sorry guys, gotta get the Instagram out there. Gotta at least let them know before it shuts off. But I can stay on Facebook and Twitter. What's up here? But I'll let this go off here. Roma, I need to go. Can you do Revelations, the Bible? Are we going to get to Revelations? We will. We preach out of the Bible on Sundays. All right. But do we finish Galatians? Yeah, we finished Galatians, and we're on the next one. I think it's Ephesians, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Galatians, Ephesians, or what's it called? Ephesians. Am I right? Philippians. There you go. Yeah, it's Ephesians, Philippians. I get them mixed up. Philippians. There you go. But anyways, that's where we're going to be at. But we're going to go right through. We'll get to Revelations. We will. All right, but we're running through Jesus Christ, because we really are Christians. We go by what Christ, the New Testament. So we got to teach about that first. Then we're going to do the Old Testament. We're running through. So tomorrow is our Blaze and Praise. Today's our spiritual sesh. So we'll be looking at opening up a church, hopefully. I'm trying to still open up, looking for a building or land. If you know anybody here in northern Colorado, let me know, please. I've been searching. I got a lot of things going on too. But guys, what up, Laurel? About to get out of here already. But you can always rewatch it. But I'll let you guys know something so everyone knows. I need y'all's help though. On the YouTube, I need y'all to go to the YouTube. And when y'all, trust me, it might be boring, but they don't count views unless it's watched a whole time. Alright? You can listen to it while you sleep. Alright, please, it'll put you to sleep. Trust me. Me preaching up here will put you to sleep. So at nighttime, I would love for y'all to just listen to it while you sleep, and so I'll add a view to the YouTube. Add a view and add a view, because it doesn't count unless they watch it all the way through. And that's what sucks with. Not what sucks, because I don't mind it, but you can't stop it there and go back to it. It's kind of, they don't count that. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But if you can do that, that would be very awesome. And do it like 4 or 5 times every night. You can rewatch it, rehear it, but let it play all the way through. You can listen to it in your sleep. You may dream about it. All right, or do it while you're not home. Just get the views up for me. That'd be pretty amazing. So we get the YouTubes up and YouTubes. Someone was just educating me on that. All right, that'd be pretty amazing. Trust me, it'll be soothing for you. I put people to sleep out here, I guess, in the beginning part, but once we open up the church, there won't be no sleeping, because we're going to be interacting. All right, we'll still be live. And guess what? We'll have people in the audience out there. We'll be able to talk with each other. You know what I mean? Because I don't know why in regular churches we just listen to a preacher just preach the whole time. I know people have questions. I know people have questions out there in the crowd. I know people do. But guess what? People are too scared. Guess what? Back in the day, they weren't scared. They weren't scared. They talked with each other. They did things. The only people who got scared were the Jewish, because they were scared. He was like, even Jesus said, when I was preaching in your temples, you didn't come get me. You were nice to me. You didn't arrest me. You didn't beat me. You weren't doing this to me. When I was up there, you saw the people. They were asking questions. I was teaching people, but guess what? Out of here, what's the difference? Why are you treating me like this now? That's how it is. All right? Just remember, guys, God made pot, and he loves you a lot. All right? You have a blessed day.